Maya Thompson walked confidently through the busy airport terminal, her black suitcase rolling smoothly behind her. She adjusted her scarf and looked around carefully, observing every detail. People hurried past carrying oversized bags, some talking loudly on their phones, while others waited patiently in lines. Families tried to keep their children close, and business travelers checked their laptops as they moved quickly. Maya's presence seemed calm and collected, but her mind was alert. She was not here as an ordinary traveler. She was the chief FAA inspector, and today she would observe the airport's operations in disguise. Maya carried her official badge in her bag, hidden carefully so no one would see it. Her goal was simple. She wanted to watch how the staff handled passengers, how security operated, and how the boarding process worked in real situations. She wanted to see how people acted under pressure, how they solved problems, and whether proper procedures were followed. As she approached Gate 12, she noticed a young gate agent behind the counter. His name tag read Liam, and he was wearing the airline uniform neatly. He looked polite, but there was a tension in his movements, especially when passengers asked too many questions or when the line grew long. Maya made a mental note of him. She stepped up to the counter and smiled. "Good morning. I am checking in for Flight 482 to Chicago," she said, placing her passport on the counter. Liam glanced at it quickly. There was a small scratch on the corner of the laminated cover. "This passport looks damaged. I cannot allow boarding with this," Liam said firmly. Maya raised her eyebrows slightly. "Damaged?" she asked politely. "Can you explain what you mean?" Liam held the passport closer. "The system may flag this, and I have to follow procedure. I need to mark it as invalid for now." Maya stayed calm. She was not surprised. This was the moment she had wanted to observe. How a young agent handled a problem in front of other passengers. She nodded. "Okay, please follow the proper procedure." Passengers in the line behind them started to notice. Some whispered quietly. A few took out their phones, sensing something unusual. Maya's calm presence seemed to make the situation grow more intense. Liam tapped his keyboard, trying to process the passport, but his hands shook slightly. He had not handled a tense situation like this in front of a crowd before. Suddenly, the corner of the passport bent slightly as Liam moved it. He did not notice at first. Then he said quickly, "I will have to void this," and pressed the button to mark it invalid. The red warning flashed on the screen. The small crowd gasped. Maya remained calm and polite, smiling gently. "Thank you for your diligence," she said. "Please make sure everything is verified properly before finalizing." Passengers continued to watch. Some looked worried. Others whispered about whether she would be allowed to fly. Liam felt nervous. He had tried to do his duty correctly, but he had acted too quickly in front of the crowd. Maya noticed the airline supervisor approaching. A middle-aged woman with a clipboard walked quickly toward them, concern written on her face. "Excuse me, what seems to be the problem here?" she asked. Liam turned toward her, still holding the passport. "Her passport is damaged. The system flagged it and I marked it as invalid," he explained, his voice tense. Maya stepped forward and smiled gently. "There seems to be a misunderstanding. Perhaps we can verify the passport in a quiet area." The supervisor nodded. "Yes. Let's ensure the passenger is treated fairly. Please come with me." Maya followed calmly, keeping her posture relaxed. Liam followed as well, relieved that the supervisor was handling the situation. As they walked to the verification room, Maya observed him closely. He wanted to do his job correctly, but he clearly felt the pressure of the crowd and the responsibility of making the right decision. In the small verification room, Maya set her passport on the desk. She spoke softly. "I appreciate your effort. Mistakes can happen. The important thing is to follow the correct procedure and communicate clearly with passengers." Liam looked at her with a mixture of confusion and relief. "Yes, ma'am. I will be more careful next time." Maya nodded. "Good, that is all I ask." She could see how nervous he was. His hands still shook slightly, but he was ready to correct the mistake and learn from the situation. Maya realized that these moments were valuable, not just for training reports, but for the development of staff. She made mental notes about Liam's reactions, how he communicated, and how he followed procedures under pressure. Finally, the verification was complete. Maya's passport was cleared, and she was allowed to proceed. She thanked Liam sincerely.
"Thank you for your patience and effort," she said.
Liam smiled slightly. still a little embarrassed but relieved that the situation had ended without a major problem. Maya walked back toward the gate. She observed other passengers as they moved in and out. She took note of how announcements were made, how boarding lines were managed, and how staff interacted with travelers. She noticed small mistakes and small successes alike. Every detail mattered in her report later. Even as she boarded the plane, Maya kept observing. She watched how flight attendants greeted passengers, how luggage was loaded, and how passengers followed instructions. Her eyes were sharp, and her mind was taking note of every behavior and every interaction. She also reflected on the incident at the gate. The young agent had been doing his job correctly, but in a stressful situation, his confidence had wavered. Maya knew that situations like these could affect both passengers and staff. She wanted to use this experience to teach better communication, patience, and procedure compliance. Maya settled into her seat on the plane, looking out the window as the runway prepared for takeoff. She was still in observation mode, analyzing everything around her. She was aware of the responsibility she carried, not as a traveler but as an inspector evaluating real-life operations in a busy airport. She thought about Liam and how he had reacted under pressure. She realized that many young agents made similar mistakes not out of carelessness, but because they lacked experience. Maya planned to include specific guidance for such situations in her next training session. The plane started moving down the runway, and Maya continued her quiet observation. She watched how the cabin crew communicated with each other and how passengers responded to instructions. Every small interaction was important. Maya knew this was only the beginning of her day. She would encounter more staff, more passengers, and more situations that tested both patience and procedure. Each moment was an opportunity to observe, learn, and later guide improvements. As the plane lifted into the sky, Maya felt a sense of calm. She was in control of her observations, aware of her surroundings, and ready to learn. Her presence was quiet but authoritative. The experience at the gate had been a perfect introduction to what she would encounter next. Maya's day at the airport had started with a challenge, but she had managed it with patience and calm. She had observed real behavior, understood real pressures, and noted what needed improvement. She was ready for the next steps in her inspection, fully prepared to engage with both staff and passengers, while continuing to gather valuable insights for her official report. Maya settled into her window seat as the plane climbed into the sky. The soft hum of the engines and the gentle sway of the aircraft created a quiet environment. She looked around the cabin, taking in the scene. Passengers were adjusting their bags, reading, or quietly talking to their companions. Flight attendants moved down the aisle with trays, checking seatbelts and helping travelers with their needs. Maya observed each movement with careful attention. She noticed how one flight attendant, a young woman named Nina, smiled warmly at passengers and spoke clearly when giving instructions. Some travelers were nervous, adjusting their seatbelts repeatedly, while others seemed impatient, glancing at their watches or tapping on their phones. Maya mentally recorded how the crew managed these different moods. A few rows ahead, a family with 2 small children struggled to organize their carry-on luggage. The parents looked anxious and the children were restless. Nina approached them calmly and offered help. She lifted a bag into the overhead bin with ease and showed the parents how to secure the children's seatbelts properly. Maya smiled inwardly. This was an excellent example of patience and professionalism. Meanwhile, Maya noticed a middle-aged man in business attire becoming increasingly frustrated. He repeatedly pressed the call button, demanding attention for minor issues. Instead of reacting impatiently, Nina approached him with a calm tone. "Sir, I understand your concern. Let me assist you right away," she said. The man seemed surprised by her politeness, and slowly, he relaxed. Maya admired the flight attendant's ability to diffuse tension without raising her voice. As the plane leveled off, Maya reflected on what she had seen so far. Gate staff like Liam often faced sudden stress and had to make quick decisions under pressure. Flight attendants, on the other hand, managed continuous pressure while maintaining a sense of calm for passengers. Both roles required patience, professionalism, and awareness. Maya knew that understanding these dynamics was crucial for her report and for improving airport and airline training. During the flight, Maya noticed a young passenger struggling with the in-flight entertainment system. She could see the frustration growing as he pressed buttons repeatedly. The flight attendant returned to assist, kneeling to explain the system clearly and helping the boy find a program he liked. The boy's eyes lit up and he smiled. Maya made a note. Small acts of attention and patience could change a passenger's experience completely. Maya also observed the interactions between passengers. Some were polite, thanking the crew for help, while others complained loudly about small inconveniences. She realized that passengers' behavior could significantly affect staff performance. Staff who remained calm and professional influenced passengers positively, even when the travelers were difficult. As the flight continued, Maya took out a small notebook to jot down her observations. She noted how attention to detail, clear communication, and empathy played important roles in maintaining order and satisfaction during flights. She also considered how training could better prepare staff to handle unexpected challenges, similar to what Liam had faced at the gate. A few hours into the flight, a minor turbulence began. The plane shook slightly and some passengers tensed. Maya observed how the crew responded. Nina and another attendant moved quietly down the aisles, ensuring everyone's seatbelts were fastened and offering reassuring smiles. They spoke calmly to passengers who seemed nervous, explaining that turbulence was normal and temporary. Maya noted how leadership and calm guidance prevented panic and maintained trust among passengers. Nearby, a woman began to worry about the turbulence. She clutched the armrest and whispered to her companion. Nina knelt beside her and spoke softly, demonstrating empathy and offering reassurance. The woman gradually relaxed, and Maya realized how a few words of understanding could change someone's emotional state. During the meal service, Maya observed another challenge. A passenger asked for a special dietary meal that had not been properly recorded. The flight attendant remained composed and quickly solved the issue by offering alternatives and ensuring the passenger's needs were met. Maya smiled. This was another example of quick thinking, professionalism, and problem-solving under pressure. Maya also paid attention to how the crew communicated among themselves. Clear communication was essential to coordinate tasks, prevent mistakes, and manage unexpected situations. She noticed subtle gestures, shared glances, and short phrases that conveyed instructions without alarming passengers. These small, almost invisible actions ensured smooth operation throughout the flight. At one point, Maya overheard a conversation between two passengers. They were discussing the incident at Gate 12 from the previous day, where a young agent had struggled with a damaged passport. Maya realized that passengers noticed how staff behaved, and that perception shaped the overall experience. Staff mistakes or impatience could be remembered long after the incident, affecting the reputation of the airline. Maya reflected on Liam once again. He had tried to do his job correctly, but the pressure of a public situation had affected his judgment. She made a note to emphasize in her report that proper guidance, mentoring, and training were essential for young staff. Mistakes were opportunities to learn, not reasons for punishment. As the plane neared its destination, Maya observed the final preparations for landing. The flight attendants reminded passengers to fasten seatbelts and stow belongings. They moved through the cabin calmly, maintaining an air of authority while remaining approachable. Maya noticed how these small gestures contributed to safety and order. During the descent, Maya observed passengers' reactions. Some were anxious, gripping armrests and avoiding eye contact, while others chatted lightly, excited to arrive. The flight attendants continued to manage both groups effectively, demonstrating patience and attentiveness. Maya noted the importance of emotional intelligence in staff training. The plane touched down smoothly. Passengers clapped lightly, showing appreciation for a safe flight. Maya smiled, satisfied with her observations. She reflected on how the airport and airline staff worked together to create a positive experience. Every small action mattered, from gate processing to in-flight service, from handling complaints to providing comfort and reassurance. As the passengers disembarked, Maya continued observing. She watched Liam's counterpart at the arrival gate and how they handled travelers. She noticed small errors like delayed luggage updates and small successes, like calm communication that prevented confusion. Maya realized that even minor interactions could significantly affect passenger satisfaction. Maya herself remained unnoticed as she moved through the crowd. Her calm demeanor, attention to detail, and polite interactions allowed her to observe without interference. She saw the human side of airport operations, the challenges staff faced, and the ways professionalism and patience could create positive outcomes. When she finally exited the terminal, Maya reflected on the day's observations. Gate incidents, flight management, passenger interactions, and staff communication had all offered valuable insights. She knew that her report would highlight not just mistakes but solutions, opportunities for training, and examples of excellence. Maya's mind was already analyzing patterns she had seen. She thought about how passengers responded to stress, how staff responded to mistakes, and how the right approach could prevent escalation. She also considered the training materials she would create for staff, emphasizing patience, communication, and observation skills. As she walked toward the car rental area, Maya felt a sense of satisfaction. Her day in disguise had provided valuable insights. She had seen the real work of staff, the real pressures they faced, and the ways they managed challenges. She knew that today's observations would improve training, enhance passenger experience, and guide staff to handle situations like Liam's with confidence and calmness. Maya was ready for the next stage of her inspection. The airport had given her plenty to learn, and she was eager to see how other areas like customs, security, and baggage handling would operate. Her notebook was full of observations, and her mind was full of ideas. She knew that being an inspector meant more than checking rules. It meant understanding people, observing behavior, and guiding improvements. Her presence, though hidden, allowed her to see the truth of airport operations, and she was ready to continue, one observation at a time, ensuring that every passenger had a safe and pleasant experience. Maya Thompson exited the plane with calm confidence, rolling her suitcase behind her. The terminal at Chicago's airport was bustling with activity. Travelers moved quickly, some rushing to connecting flights while others searched for baggage claim or ground transportation. Maya's eyes scanned the area carefully. Her purpose was clear: to observe how customs and security operated and how staff managed travelers under pressure. As she approached the customs area, she noticed long lines of passengers. Some looked impatient, tapping their feet or checking their phones repeatedly. Others seemed nervous, glancing around at the officers and security cameras. Maya observed quietly, noting how staff interactions affected the mood of the travelers. A customs officer named Daniel was inspecting documents at the front of the line. He appeared professional, but Maya noticed a hint of stress in his posture. The officer carefully checked passports, asked standard questions, and directed passengers politely. Some travelers were cooperative, responding with clear answers, while others seemed anxious or confused. Maya stepped into the line, keeping her calm demeanor. When it was her turn, Daniel looked at her passport and asked routine questions. "Purpose of visit?" he asked. "Business," Maya replied clearly. He nodded and scanned the passport, his eyes moving quickly over the details. Maya observed how Daniel handled multiple passengers at once. He was efficient but remained polite, and his tone was firm but non-threatening. Maya noticed how even small gestures like a smile or a nod helped put nervous travelers at ease. A young woman in front of Maya appeared anxious. Her hands trembled slightly as she handed over her documents. Daniel noticed and spoke softly. "Please take your time. Everything is fine. Just answer the questions when you are ready." The woman relaxed immediately and gave her responses clearly.
Maya noted the importance of patience and empathy in customer service, even in a high-pressure environment like customs. As Maya moved past customs, she observed the security checkpoint.
Lines of passengers were waiting to pass through metal detectors and luggage scanners. The staff was alert, guiding travelers politely but firmly. Some passengers forgot to remove shoes or electronic devices, and the staff handled it efficiently, explaining instructions clearly. Maya watched a middle-aged man argue with a security officer over a laptop. Instead of escalating, the officer calmly explained the rules, demonstrated how to place the laptop in the tray, and guided the man through the scanner. The man eventually complied and continued through the checkpoint. Maya smiled inwardly, noting how composure and clear instructions prevented conflict. Nearby, a family struggled to manage multiple bags and keep their children calm. The security staff approached with patience, helping organize their belongings and ensuring the children were safe. Maya observed how small acts of assistance and clear communication reduced stress for both travelers and staff. Maya herself went through the security line smoothly. She followed all procedures carefully, keeping her passport and boarding pass visible. As she passed through the metal detector and had her bag scanned, she paid attention to how the staff coordinated with each other. They communicated quietly with hand signals and short phrases, ensuring efficiency without alarming passengers. After clearing security, Maya noticed the passengers waiting for luggage at the carousel. Some passengers were frustrated because their bags had not arrived yet. A young baggage handler named Carlos approached calmly and explained the delay. He reassured passengers that their luggage was on the way and provided updates when bags arrived. Maya noted how accountability and communication were key to preventing frustration and maintaining trust. As she collected her suitcase, Maya reflected on her observations. Customs and security were high-stress environments where mistakes could cause significant problems. Staff had to remain vigilant, courteous, and efficient at all times. Maya realized that empathy, clear communication, and patience were just as important as technical knowledge. She also thought about the airport as a whole. Each department, from gate agents to flight attendants, customs officers, and security staff, played a crucial role in ensuring passenger safety and satisfaction. Small errors could escalate quickly, but effective communication and professionalism could resolve problems smoothly. Maya continued walking through the terminal. Observing signage, announcements, and passenger flow, she noted that clear instructions and visible staff helped reduce confusion and stress. She also noticed areas where improvements could be made, such as additional information for connecting flights and better coordination between departments. A traveler approached a staff member with a question about transportation. The staff member listened carefully, provided clear directions, and even guided the passenger to the right location. Maya smiled, recognizing the importance of proactive assistance. Simple actions like these created positive experiences and reflected well on the airport as a whole. As Maya moved toward the exit, she noticed a small crowd gathered near a gate announcement board. A flight had been delayed and passengers were frustrated. Staff approached with calm professionalism, explaining the reason for the delay and providing estimated departure times. Some passengers expressed disappointment, but the staff remained composed, answering questions politely. Maya observed that transparent communication and empathy could prevent tension from escalating. She also took note of the technology used in these areas. Electronic displays, scanners, and communication devices helped staff manage operations efficiently. However, technology alone was not enough. Maya understood that human judgment, attention to detail, and the ability to respond to unexpected situations were equally important. Maya's observations extended beyond staff interactions. She noticed passengers' behavior and how they responded to rules and instructions. Some followed guidelines immediately, while others needed gentle reminders. Staff who remained calm and patient influenced passenger behavior positively, reducing conflict and maintaining order. At the exit, Maya saw taxi and shuttle services waiting for travelers. Staff directed cars efficiently, answered questions politely, and helped ensure that passengers reached their next destination safely. Maya made a note that smooth coordination between airport departments and ground transportation contributed significantly to the overall passenger experience. While walking to her car rental pickup, Maya reflected on the day so far. She had witnessed gate challenges, in-flight management, customs procedures, and security operations. Each department had its pressures and challenges, and staff had to navigate these while maintaining professionalism. Maya understood that training, experience, and support were critical for success. She also considered how incidents, like the one with Liam at the gate, could be used as teaching examples. Observing behavior under stress provided valuable insights for improving procedures, training staff, and ensuring that passengers were treated fairly and respectfully. Maya knew that these lessons would shape future policies and help create a safer, more efficient airport environment. Maya continued observing as she moved through the terminal. She watched how people interacted with signs, automated kiosks, and information desks. Clear instructions and visible staff presence helped reduce confusion and improved the passenger experience. She also noticed areas where additional support or information could prevent frustration and delays. By the time Maya reached the car rental area, she had gathered a wealth of observations. She had seen the human side of airport operations, from stress and mistakes to patience and professionalism. She had watched how staff managed travelers, solved problems, and maintained order under pressure. Each interaction offered lessons that could improve training, enhance efficiency, and create a better experience for everyone. Maya felt a sense of accomplishment. Her day had provided insights that no report or checklist could fully capture. She had witnessed real behavior, real challenges, and real solutions. Her observations would guide improvements, train staff, and ensure that incidents like the one at Gate 12 could be handled better in the future. She also reflected on the importance of empathy and communication. Staff who treated travelers with respect and patience created positive experiences, even in difficult situations. Maya knew that human interaction was just as important as rules and procedures. As Maya picked up her rental car, she prepared for the next stage of her inspection. She planned to visit the connecting airport, observe additional staff and passengers, and continue her detailed analysis. She knew that each step, each interaction, and each observation contributed to a comprehensive understanding of airport operations. Maya's day was far from over, but she felt confident in her approach. By observing quietly, interacting politely, and noting every detail, she could provide valuable feedback that would improve training, enhance passenger experiences, and strengthen staff performance. Maya drove away from the terminal, her mind filled with notes and observations. She knew that the day had given her more than she had expected. From gate incidents to in-flight challenges, customs procedures, and security operations, every moment had offered lessons. She was ready to continue, ensuring that every department could learn from her insights and make improvements for the future. Maya Thompson arrived at the connecting airport with a clear sense of purpose. She walked through the terminal, her suitcase rolling smoothly behind her. The airport was crowded with travelers hurrying to catch their flights. Families moved together, business travelers checked schedules, and some passengers appeared anxious about making their connections. Maya observed everything carefully, paying attention to how staff handled the constant flow of people and challenges that arose. Her first stop was the connecting flight area. Maya watched gate agents managing boarding, checking documents, and assisting passengers with questions. She noticed a young agent named Sophie who handled passengers calmly but efficiently. A few travelers had trouble with seating arrangements and boarding passes. Sophie approached each person with patience, explaining the process clearly and helping them resolve any confusion. Maya noted how a polite and friendly approach helped reduce tension in the crowded area. As she observed, Maya noticed a man in his mid-40s struggling with a carry-on bag that was too large for the overhead compartment. He tried to force it in, causing a small commotion. Sophie quickly stepped in, guiding the man to place his bag in a nearby storage area and offering assistance. Maya admired how the agent handled the situation without raising her voice, preventing frustration from spreading among nearby passengers. Next, Maya moved toward the baggage claim area, where staff were busy unloading luggage from arriving flights. She noticed some passengers growing impatient because their bags had not arrived yet. A baggage handler named Carlos approached the passengers calmly, explaining that luggage was delayed due to the previous flight's late arrival. Carlos reassured the travelers, giving them updates as bags arrived. Maya observed that communication and accountability were essential in preventing passenger frustration. Maya noticed one passenger becoming noticeably upset. His suitcase had been damaged during the transfer, and he approached Carlos with visible concern. Instead of reacting defensively, Carlos listened carefully, apologized sincerely, and arranged for a replacement bag while documenting the incident properly. Maya noted the importance of addressing problems promptly and respectfully to maintain trust between staff and passengers. After collecting her luggage, Maya continued observing staff coordination. She saw how gate agents, baggage handlers, and flight attendants worked together seamlessly. For example, one agent called the baggage team to ensure luggage was ready for a connecting flight, while another staff member assisted passengers with boarding passes and seating changes. Maya realized that collaboration and clear communication were crucial for smooth airport operations. Maya then watched a family with 3 young children struggling to manage their belongings while waiting for their connecting flight. The children were restless and the parents looked exhausted. Sophie and another agent approached, helping organize the family's luggage and ensuring everyone knew the correct boarding procedure. The parents expressed relief and gratitude. Maya noted how small acts of kindness and practical support could significantly reduce stress for travelers. Nearby, a group of business travelers complained about a gate change. Some raised their voices, while others tapped on phones in frustration. Sophie handled the situation with calm authority. She explained the reason for the change clearly, reassured the travelers about boarding times, and offered assistance for any missed connections. Maya observed how maintaining a calm and professional attitude prevented the situation from escalating. As Maya moved toward the food court, she noticed passenger behavior in crowded areas. Some travelers were patient and courteous, while others were impatient or distracted. Airport staff helped guide lines, directed traffic, and ensured safety. Maya understood that staff had to manage not only tasks but also human emotions. Emotional intelligence was just as important as following rules. At a small seating area, Maya observed a young woman trying to find her boarding gate on time. She looked confused and anxious. A staff member approached, explained directions, and walked her part of the way to ensure she reached the correct gate. Maya realized that proactive assistance prevented delays, reduced stress, and left passengers with a positive impression of the airport. Maya then visited the security checkpoint for connecting flights. Lines were long and passengers were getting restless. She observed how security officers remained professional, checking documents, guiding travelers, and scanning bags efficiently. Some passengers forgot to remove electronics or liquids from their bags, and staff patiently reminded them of the rules. Maya noted that clear communication and calm guidance kept the process moving smoothly. Nearby, a passenger expressed frustration over a delayed boarding pass verification. Instead of arguing, the officer explained the procedure clearly and assisted the passenger step by step. Maya admired the officer's ability to maintain professionalism under pressure while addressing the traveler's concerns effectively. Maya also observed staff interactions behind the scenes. Coordinators communicated via headsets, ensuring boarding schedules, luggage transfers, and flight updates were synchronized. Maya noted the efficiency of teamwork and the importance of everyone knowing their responsibilities. Mistakes could lead to delays, confusion, and dissatisfaction, so clear communication and coordination were essential. After passing through security, Maya approached the departure gates. She noticed passengers checking flight information boards repeatedly, some looking anxious about gate changes or delays. Staff approached proactively, answering questions, guiding travelers, and managing lines. Maya noted that visibility and approachability of staff created confidence and reduced stress for passengers. Maya observed a young child wandering near the gate, separated from their family. The gate agent immediately took action, guiding the child to a safe area and contacting the parents. Maya admired how quick response and attention to detail ensured safety and prevented potential panic. She also noticed passenger reactions to delays. Some travelers were polite and understanding, while others became frustrated or impatient. Staff who remained calm, provided information clearly, and offered assistance prevented escalation. Maya recognized that how staff reacted under pressure significantly influenced passenger behavior and the overall atmosphere. As Maya waited near the gate for her connecting flight, she reflected on what she had observed. Staff efficiency, patience, empathy, and communication played a crucial role in smooth airport operations. Mistakes happened, but they were opportunities to improve processes and train staff. Maya also thought about her earlier observation of Liam at Gate 12. Young staff needed guidance, mentoring, and experience to handle challenges confidently. Maya's own experience in observing these operations allowed her to understand the human side of the airport. Rules and procedures were necessary, but human interactions, problem-solving skills, and emotional intelligence determined the quality of service. She made notes on every positive example and every area needing improvement, knowing that these observations would guide future training and policies. Finally, Maya boarded her connecting flight. She reflected on the day so far, from the initial gate incident to in-flight service, customs, security, baggage handling, and connecting flights. Every department faced unique challenges, and every interaction shaped passenger experiences. Maya knew that comprehensive observations were necessary to create meaningful improvements. As the plane took off, Maya looked out the window, thinking about the lessons she had learned. Each staff member's behavior mattered. Each small decision, each moment of patience or guidance contributed to the safety, efficiency, and satisfaction of travelers. Maya felt confident that her detailed observations would help train staff, improve procedures, and enhance passenger experiences across the airport system. She was ready for the final stages of her inspection, knowing that every detail counted. The day had shown her both challenges and successes, mistakes and solutions. Maya was determined to use what she had learned to make airports safer, more efficient, and more welcoming for everyone. Maya Thompson stepped off the plane at her final destination, feeling both focused and curious. This airport was smaller than the previous ones, but it had its own challenges. Travelers moved through the terminal quickly, some checking flight information boards and others hurrying toward gates. Maya rolled her suitcase behind her, scanning the area carefully. She wanted to observe staff behavior, passenger interactions, and how operations were managed in real time. Her first stop was the arrival gate. Maya noticed a gate agent named Olivia, assisting passengers as they exited the plane. Olivia greeted each traveler with a warm smile, checked documents quickly, and guided them toward baggage claim. Some passengers asked questions about connecting flights, and Olivia provided clear directions. Maya noted how her polite and professional behavior set the tone for passengers' overall experience. Nearby, a family with young children seemed stressed. Their boarding passes were slightly mixed up, and they struggled to manage their luggage while keeping track of their children. Olivia calmly guided them through the process, explained the gate procedure, and helped arrange their baggage. The parents expressed relief, and the children looked reassured. Maya observed that simple acts of guidance and support could prevent confusion and frustration. Next, Maya moved toward the security checkpoint. Lines were long and travelers were impatient. A man in his 50s argued with a security officer over a belt and shoes. The officer remained calm, explaining the rules clearly and helping him comply. Maya noted how professionalism and patience prevented tension from escalating, even in situations that could have led to conflict. Maya observed passengers carefully as they went through the checkpoint. Some were nervous, glancing around anxiously, while others followed instructions immediately. The staff's tone and actions influenced passenger behavior significantly. Those who spoke politely, guided travelers step by step, and addressed concerns calmly helped maintain order and trust. Maya recorded these observations, knowing they would be essential for her report. At the baggage claim area, Maya watched staff handling luggage efficiently. Bags came out in a steady flow, and handlers ensured that travelers received their belongings correctly. A young woman noticed that her bag was slightly damaged. Instead of becoming angry, she approached a staff member calmly. The handler listened attentively, apologized, and documented the issue, offering a replacement option. Maya noted the importance of addressing complaints quickly and professionally. Maya then observed passenger behavior in crowded areas. Some travelers followed instructions carefully, while others became impatient or confused. Staff walked calmly among them, offering guidance, directions, and reassurance. Maya realized that human interaction was just as important as rules and procedures. Staff who understood passenger emotions and responded thoughtfully created smoother experiences and less tension. As Maya moved toward the boarding gates for her return flight, she noticed a minor delay. The boarding information had not updated properly on the screen, and some travelers were confused. A staff member named Eli immediately noticed the issue. He approached passengers, explained the situation, and provided instructions clearly. He even offered assistance to those needing to find connecting flights. Maya observed how proactive communication and attentiveness prevented frustration from escalating. Near the gate, a young girl appeared lost and scared. Eli quickly approached, knelt to her level, and spoke gently. He guided her to a safe area and contacted her parents. Maya admired how quick thinking, empathy, and attentiveness ensured passenger safety and prevented a potential emergency. These moments, she noted, were just as important as following formal procedures. Maya then observed interactions between staff members. Coordinators, gate agents, and baggage handlers communicated quietly and effectively via headsets and signals. Each person knew their role, and the teamwork ensured smooth operations. Maya recognized that coordination and clear communication were critical in preventing delays and ensuring safety. She also reflected on previous observations. From Liam at Gate 12 to Sophie managing connecting flights, from flight attendants handling turbulence to security officers guiding travelers, each situation highlighted how staff behavior influenced the overall passenger experience. Patience, empathy, professionalism, and problem-solving were consistently key factors. While waiting for her return flight, Maya noticed a passenger attempting to bypass the boarding process by using a digital boarding pass incorrectly. A gate agent quickly noticed, approached calmly, and explained the correct procedure. The traveler complied without resistance. Maya recorded the incident, noting that vigilance and calm enforcement of rules were essential for both safety and fairness. The boarding process for Maya's return flight proceeded smoothly. Staff greeted travelers politely, assisted with luggage placement, and guided passengers efficiently. Maya observed that preparation, training, and proactive problem-solving prevented delays and improved passenger satisfaction. Once seated on the plane, Maya reflected on the day's observations. She thought about the challenges each staff member faced, from gate agents to security officers, flight attendants, and baggage handlers. Each role required not only technical knowledge, but also emotional intelligence and problem-solving skills. Maya understood that effective training programs had to address both skill sets. During the flight, Maya continued observing the cabin crew. They managed meal service, assisted passengers with minor issues, and maintained a calm environment. Some travelers were nervous, others impatient, but the crew handled every situation with professionalism and patience. Maya noted that consistent behavior and attitude across all staff roles contributed to a positive overall experience. She also reflected on the initial incident at Gate 12. Liam's hesitation and stress were understandable, but proper guidance and training could have helped him manage the situation more confidently. Maya realized that supporting young staff through mentoring, clear instructions, and positive feedback was just as important as enforcing rules. Maya made additional notes about communication methods, both with passengers and among staff. Clear verbal instructions, visual cues, and polite engagement significantly improved operations. Observing small gestures, calm tones, and timely responses revealed how subtle actions impacted traveler satisfaction. By the time the plane landed at her original airport, Maya had gathered extensive information. She noted positive examples of staff performance, areas needing improvement, and ideas for enhancing training programs. Her observations emphasized the importance of patience, empathy, professionalism, and communication in creating a safe and pleasant airport environment. After disembarking, Maya walked through the terminal one last time. She observed passengers collecting their luggage, interacting with staff, and moving toward exits. She saw travelers satisfied with assistance, relieved after resolving minor issues, and confident in the airport's efficiency. Maya reflected on the cumulative effect of good staff behavior on passenger experience. Maya also considered the staff perspective. Each department faced challenges that required constant attention and problem-solving. Gate agents managed boarding and document verification. Flight attendants ensured comfort and safety during flights. Security officers monitored passengers and luggage. Baggage handlers coordinated with multiple teams to ensure timely delivery. Each role was interconnected, and success depended on collaboration, communication, and professionalism. As she exited the terminal, Maya felt a sense of accomplishment. She had completed her day-long observation, gathering detailed insights into airport operations. She thought about how her report would help improve training, enhance passenger experiences, and support staff in performing their duties confidently. Maya reflected on the lessons learned. Patience, empathy, and professionalism were essential in every situation. Clear communication and proactive assistance prevented conflict and ensured smooth operations. Training programs that emphasized these qualities alongside technical skills could improve airport efficiency and passenger satisfaction significantly. Finally, Maya returned to her office. She organized her notes, reviewed her observations, and began compiling her report. She wrote about gate incidents, in-flight management, customs procedures, security operations, baggage handling, and passenger interactions. She highlighted successes, challenges, and solutions. Her report would serve as a guide for staff training, operational improvements, and enhanced passenger service. Maya felt proud of the work she had accomplished. By observing real situations, interacting politely, and recording every detail, she had gathered valuable information to support improvements across the airport system. She knew that her insights would help staff handle challenges confidently, enhance efficiency, and ensure a safe, pleasant experience for travelers in the future. As she closed her notebook, Maya smiled, satisfied with her observations. She had completed her inspection successfully, and her findings would lead to meaningful improvements. The day had tested her patience, observation skills, and understanding of human behavior, but she had gathered lessons that would benefit staff and passengers alike. Maya Thompson's day at the airport had started with a simple task of observing a gate incident, but it had grown into a comprehensive,